So, you're looking to get your driver's license in Iraq, huh? It can feel like a total maze of paperwork, tests, and oh, so many stamps. But what if you had a map? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're breaking down the entire process step by step to get you on the road.
And let's be real, when you first look at everything you have to do, it can seem pretty intimidating. I mean, it's a mountain of fees, appointments, and tests, and, as you're about to find out, a surprising number of stamps.
But hey, don't sweat it. That's why we're here. We are going to turn that crazy, complicated maze into a super clear path forward. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to expect at every single turn.
All right, let's dive right in. Now, your journey doesn't actually start at the traffic department. It starts online. This first phase is really all about getting your foot in the door. Handling that initial booking, the first bits of paperwork, and the fees.
Okay, first things first, let's talk money. The very first number you're going to want to remember is this one, 40,000 Iraqi dinars. Just think of it as your entry ticket to get the whole process rolling. So what does that 40,000 actually get you? Well, it covers your online appointment with the medical committees, and it also includes 10,000 dinars for the first set of application forms you're going to need. On your big appointment day, you'll head down to the traffic department. Your tasks for this visit are super straightforward. Just go there, get your booking form stamped, and then pick up your test application forms. And that's it. First visit, done. So, with that initial paperwork out of the way, we move on to the main event, test day. This is where you gotta prove you know the rules of the road and that you can actually handle yourself behind the wheel. Now, when you show up for your tests, you're gonna have another fee to pay. This time, it's 25,000 dinars. This payment covers the whole day, both the written theory test and your practical driving test. Before you even get to the tests, though, there are a few quick admin things you gotta tick off the list. You'll pay that fee at window 2, grab a referral slip from window 3, and then you have to sit through a short but mandatory lecture on first aid. Now, for the theory test itself, you'll be sitting at a computer and it'll throw 10 questions at you. But here's the best part. You only need to get 6 of them right to pass. 6 out of 10. That's totally doable, right? After you ace the theory test, it's time for the practical exam. And this is where a little bit of luck gets involved, especially when it comes to the car they give you. The good news is the car is always an automatic, so no need to worry about a clutch. The variable, though, is whether you get a normal sedan or a big old pickup truck. It's completely random. They just call your name and point you to a car. The main part of the driving test is what I call the ramp challenge, and it's all about control. First, you drive all the way up the ramp and stop. Hold the brake for 5 seconds. Then comes the tricky part. You gotta gently press the gas as you let go of the brake, moving forward without rolling back an inch. Once you're over the top, you just cruise down and stop. Simple. Once you nail that maneuver, you'll hear your car number announced with a "Congratulations." Your first stop as a newly passed driver is the observation tower right next to the track. And what do you get there? Your very first stamp of approval. And just like that, you've conquered the first big stage. You've passed the tests that require knowledge and skill. But trust me, the bureaucratic journey, well, that's just getting started. All right, you passed the tests. Awesome. So what's next? Well, if the first part was about your driving skills, this next part is all about your patience. Welcome to what we're calling the stamp marathon. So why are we calling it a marathon? Because of this number, 6. That's right, you're going to need to collect 6 different stamps by shuffling from one window to the next to get everything finalized. And to get you through this marathon, you're going to face the biggest single payment of the entire process, 150,000 dinars. This pretty much covers all the final administrative stuff to get you across that finish line. Okay, pay really close attention here because these tips are absolutely crucial. First, and I cannot say this enough, the payment must be by card. They do not accept cash, period. Also, that you and your luck thing comes back into play at the fingerprinting window, where the network can be, well, a bit unpredictable. And do yourself a huge favor. Get all your documents photocopied before you go. This is really just about managing your expectations. If you get there and the fingerprint network is down, don't panic. It happens. They'll probably just ask you to come back in the afternoon, maybe around 2:30 or 3. It's a delay, for sure, but a really common one. We are on the home stretch now. You've made it through the tests, you've survived the stamp marathon. This final section is all about the very last steps before that license is actually in your hand. Here's your final checklist. Make sure you've got those front and back photocopies of your national ID and your proof of residence. You'll take your whole stack of stamped papers and hand them all in at the final window, which they call the payment caravan. After that, all you have to do is wait, usually for about an hour.
So what's the grand total? Let's just quickly recap all the costs. You've got $40,000 for the initial booking, $25,000 for test day, and then the big one, $150,000 for all the final fees and stamps. All in all, you're looking at a total estimated cost of 215,000 Iraqi dinars.
And there you have it, the complete roadmap, from the very first click online to the moment you get your license. It might seem like a bit of a marathon, with a few hurdles here and there, but now it's a clearly defined path. The only question left is, are you ready to start your journey?